So I was just listening to a video that Laura Danger made about the nag paradox, and it was reminding me of this podcast that I listened to like earlier this week. And the podcast is called Ask Men Anything, and it's in the Betches universe, and they have like men on and they talk to men about kind of various aspects of their experience and masculinity, and it's like pretty good. There's only a few episodes so far, but I've been enjoying it. And in one of the episodes they had Jared Freed on, and one of the segments that they do is it's called Ask Men Anything. And so typically I would guess it's cis-het women, but wouldn't have to be, write in and ask, why do men? And one of the questions was something along the lines of a girlfriend or a wife saying, why do I so often go into the bathroom after my husband has been the last person in there and find like just stray pee on the seat, and just why? Because she was referring to her own experience, and she was saying like, I notice and I don't leave it there, so why does he? And Jared responded in this way that I cannot stop thinking about, which is he said, women so often think that men are doing things to them. And they're not. They're just like going to the bathroom, getting it done, and leaving. They're not doing it to you. And I genuinely believe that like what he was trying to be helpful. That like this perspective is one that attempts to be helpful by saying like, don't take it personally. That's the idea, is that it really is not personal, and that women are hurting their own feelings a lot of the time by like taking these things personally. And I've not been able to stop thinking about it because, I thought that this represents such a sort of fundamental schism in the way that men and women are socialized to view the world. The idea that you could do something in the world and it wouldn't impact other people, I think is one that belongs to a privilege for men. Because I think that the way I was socialized as a woman, the idea that I was doing something that affects other people, but I wasn't doing it to them is that's nonsense to me. That doesn't make sense to me. Every action I do, I think a lot about all the different ways in which it could impact people. I don't really feel like I was socialized to have the privilege to just like do a thing and then tell other people don't take it personally. That to me really reflects like a level of privilege to be able to say, I'm doing something that has an impact on you, but it's not personal. It is personal. It affects me. And so this like really fine hair distinction that like men I think are making, sometimes in good faith, which I struggle with that. I struggle with it. I struggle with believing that it's in good faith. And that's kind of like the nuances Laura breaks down in the nag paradox. That, she does a really good job, much better than me. And she's not as full of resentment and anger as I am. She seems to have like much more subtle, nuanced ideas around this. But the idea that like, there's, when you ask women to do additional emotional labor about the way that they are communicating with you, it seems to stem from sort of a related underlying issue, which is that like the actions of men are neutral and the actions of women are not. But like women, because men are the neutral actors in the way that they have constructed this reality. But obviously I haven't articulated my thoughts entirely, but I genuinely do believe that the capacity to divorce the impacts of your behavior from your intentions is a privilege. That's a privilege that we assign through social constructs, through social hierarchies, through agreed upon social conventions. And it's a privilege that's not given to everyone, and that I think is often abused.